diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Jimmy Burchett, who's out of Notre Dame College. He's an offensive lineman. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man? How you doing?
It's going. Tell me just a little bit about your overall career so far.
Okay, so here at Notre Dame College, freshman year, I was able to play in 8 games as a true freshman, and I started on punt, and then I also was rotating right guard with another guy. He was a senior, so I was rotating with him, and then going into my sophomore season, I was able to lock in a starting position at a right guard. So I was able and fortunate enough to play the whole season my sophomore year. And then going into my junior year, I started all 14 games again as well at right guard. So
Cool. And, you know, Jimmy, so far you've had really an excellent career there at Notre Dame College. First of all, you guys have a very prolific running game there with Jaleel, and it's just awesome to see him. And, of course, you know, you're out there blocking for him along with a couple of your teammates that we also have on our board. This past season, really, you know, past couple seasons, you know, being all conference first team, being named on a couple of All-American lists. So, you know, definitely a lot of great things happening for you as an individual as well as a member of your football team. Tell me maybe what is the best part about your game?
as far as my game goes, I'm a big fan when it comes to pulling. I like being able to get out in open space and really demonstrating my athleticism. I think I'm best when I can really open up and when it comes to going into the secondary, I've never been one to dance with them. I kind of just go through the person. So I think I'm best when I can showcase my running.
Cool. That's kind of interesting coming from an offensive lineman that you are completely comfortable running. So it's definitely fun.
Yeah, they were getting me right for it because freshman year they had me in a couple packages where I was at fullback and tight end just for blocking purposes. So I think they knew all along that they were going to get me running.
That's kind of interesting, though. I mean, we don't want a 310-pound guy, you know, at least all the time doing one of those other positions. So
That's right.
I don't know. Maybe in certain packages, I mean, even still, you know, going to the NFL level, maybe, hey, put him back there, you know, goal line, you know.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
I'm game for anything.
Awesome. Tell me what you've been working on this particular off season. I mean, everyone's situation's a little different with, you know, COVID-19 restrictions. Where have you been working out, and maybe perhaps what are you doing right now to better your game?
Okay, so right now in the summer, we actually are still able to have our lifting program at Notre Dame College. So we've been very good at spacing it out, and with all the COVID and everything going on, being in our own little cubby, I would say, with weights and whatnot. So we're able to get our work in that we can, and then also the field we can get great work in because everybody can be spaced out and whatnot. So we're doing running around 4 times a week, and that's as far as we're going for the summer. And as far as individual work, trying to focus on something I've always noticed is my first couple steps on inside zones and everything. I've always relied on my strength more than anything. So I think my more or less my second and third step that I can get them in the ground and to keep them moving and not necessarily to try to move somebody out of the hole, but push them through and then move them out of the hole. Just keep my feet moving. And I've been able to work on that this off season as well with the other starters on the offensive line. We've been able to get together, maybe not all of us at once, but when we can, go to the field because we're all close by. So we try to get work in when we can.
Cool. You know, Jimmy, I also realized that, you know, you've been team captain now for a while. Tell me a little bit about maybe what that means to you and maybe perhaps like what kind of a leader are you?
Okay. So sophomore year, I was on the leadership council, which was where they choose 2 people from each class to kind of be the voice and like to talk with our coaches and everything. And then, excuse me. Then last year was actually my first year being a team captain. My junior season, I was a team captain, and as far as coming from our team, that's an honor in my eyes. That's somebody that the team really can look at. Like a captain is somebody your team can look at and kind of rely on and trust that they'll have your back in situations. And that the fact that my team thinks that I have the ability to do such and to lead in a way like that is something that I'm very happy about. And then as far as a leader goes, I think what I'm good at is making sure everybody's always on the right page and leading by example. I'm not the one to tell somebody to do something just because I'm the captain. I'm going to be the one to do it, and then for others to want to follow. I think that's what I do best as a captain.
Cool. Well, obviously, great leader there. Again, we already talked about the fact that your team as a whole really does very well. Talk to me a little bit. I don't know. Let's step aside from football a bit. Tell me something about you that maybe not everybody knows.
Okay. Well, something that's usually really shocks people is I can do the splits.
That's kind of crazy. So I mean, you get this 310-pound dude that's able to do the splits. That would totally freak me out, quite honestly.
Hey, after a win on Saturday night though, that's a nice party trick. I say that comes from just being able. I try to do yoga when I can. I try to get it in about 4 times a week. So I think that helps with my flexibility. And so yeah, I think that doing a split is probably something unique.
I just cringe just kind of thinking about it, quite honestly. So hey, I realize that you were active in a lot of different sports when you were in high school. Can you maybe just brief me a little bit about all of those experiences and maybe how they've actually helped you translate to the football field? Like, how do all those experiences really translate for you?
Okay. So in high school, obviously, sports go. I played on the football team, and then I was also on the track, baseball, and wrestling team. And then as far as them helping correlate into the football world, I'd say wrestling was probably the most beneficial, just because it's a lot of hand-to-hand combat, especially when you're in the heavyweight class. There's not very much picking up of the other person. It's a lot of handwork and getting leverage on people. So I think that definitely helped the most going in the football season, because you're for a whole off season, you're used to another 280-pound guy just bumping chest with you, So I would say that was probably the most beneficial.
Cool, but to be quite honest with you, I feel like one of the things that really gives you the upper hand is that you're a lefty. Because you were a lefty, as a pitcher. So talk to me a little bit about you being a left-handed offensive lineman playing right guard.
Okay, yeah. I would say being a left-handed is beneficial, especially in my position, because I right guard. One of the main things you don't want to do is give up your inside, especially on pass protection. So what I can kind of do is get away with baiting somebody maybe a little bit more, because when they try to go inside, I'm confident, because my left hand is my dominant hand. I'm fairly confident that I can get them with a good little jab or something and stop them in their tracks. And so I would say just being comfortable with my inside hand, just because it's my dominant hand, is definitely something that's been beneficial for me.
That's awesome. So hopefully we don't completely give away all of your trade secrets to your opponents, but
yeah,
that's definitely not my intent. I mean, I feel like that there are teams that would say, hey, that's really good. I mean, this guy can actually use that inside hand, better. So, I mean, I feel like that's something that, the professionals would really like to know. One other thing that I really just wanted to throw your way as a question that, I have asked a few guys is, what if you could go back in time and give your younger self just a little bit of advice, maybe 16, 17-year-old little Jimmy, what would you tell him? Well, he wasn't that little, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, young Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I just tell him is keep his head down and keep working. It might not seem like your path is clear right then and there, but just to trust the path that's been laid out for you, and just when things do start to come your way, just to keep your head down and keep working. Just don't be satisfied with what you had, and just keep trying to be better.
Cool. And tell me about maybe one memorable play that you've been a part of.
Most memorable would definitely be sophomore season. It was in the Final Four game versus Valdosta, who eventually went on to win the national championship. There was a screen right before half, and I just pretty much decleated somebody. And after the play, I got a nice little shout out on ESPN. So a nice little picture came up with me with my name and everything. So that was definitely something memorable.
Cool. So I mean, we'll be able to see that like on your
yeah,
on your Twitter. Do you do Instagram as well?
Yeah, I do Instagram as well. But as far as if you wanted to just see like my football on that play, you actually can go on my Twitter. It should be on there. It should be right on my front page actually.
Awesome. All right, man. So as we wrap up, I usually ask a couple questions to guys. Give me your why. Why do you play football?
The why for me is simple. It's just it's been my passion ever since I've been a young kid, and it's also my family. It's just everything I do is for them, and when I can see them come together and on every Saturday and just be together and just be able to watch me play, and afterwards just hang out with them and see the love that they give to me and everything I've been able to do for them. There's nothing I really see myself doing other than playing football. It's just something I've always wanted to do.
Right. And my very, very, very last question is just give me your final pitch to a pro team as to why they should draft you, sign you. What do you bring as a teammate?
If I was fortunate enough to get drafted or even just to be picked up as a free agent or anything, I'd say the best thing or quality about me is that day in and day out, I'm going to come with 110% effort, and not just for myself, but for the others around me, that I want them to get better as well. If you pay attention to it, there's not just one person out on that football field. So when you can get everybody on that same page and really create a bond, I think I'm somebody that can really do that. I'm one that's there for everybody, and I like just being an open ear for guys. And I think I could be a great leader in that way. So I'd say that.
Awesome. So, Jimmy, this has been a great time talking to another guy who's also a Jimmy wearing a blue shirt. So
that's right.
It's fun.
Notre Dame represent. You got to.
Exactly. Well, hey, man, again, it's a pleasure talking to you, and I appreciate your time. This is Jimmy Burchett. He is a guy who plays right guard for Notre Dame College. Definitely have to check him out. He's one of the best offensive linemen at the small school level. Jimmy, thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you very much. It's been a great time.